Hi all, welcome to another Chess 24 Banter Blitz. Okay, just mute over there and show you the discount codes screen when this starts, which it should do. Yep. So if you're not already aware of this, there's for each streamer that we usually have discount codes. Mine is Kingscrusher. You can get 15% off premium membership, and as a premium member you can then challenge any streamer, including myself. So you basically do that by turning up ideally 20 to 30 minutes before a stream starts. We get that as a pending challenge, which we can have multiple pending challenges, and then we pick them off. Often I pick off first come first serve myself. So yeah, just turn up 20 to 30 minutes before and send off your challenge to me as a premium member. So that's a discount code as well, 15% off. You get all the premium member features of the site. Okay, so let's go on to the challenges now. And the commutator, hi there. I'll try, be free today. Morning, commutator. Alright, so g6, and only g6, I'll play d4 there. This is very sensible from black, just not to do anything too out of the ordinary. One thing already though, this e5 square is accentuated with black placing a pawn on a light square here. So I've got a nice little peg there, I think. At the moment e5 I think is not possible. I might be wrong about this. No, actually it could be possible as a pawn sack with knight g4. I wonder if he'd play that. If he doesn't play that immediately, that pawn sack, I might be tempted to play knight e5. You see, e5, yeah, I thought it takes, and the knight g4 is, I've seen that sort of mechanism before. It could have been in a Fischer game or something. Anyway, I'll play knight e5 now. So I'm pretty comfortable with this. But is that comfort justified? If we look tactically what's going on. My king's still in the centre at the moment, of course. Takes, knight g4 is still possible there. Maybe there's knight f3, queen c7, queen e2. I can hold on to that e5 pawn. Basically, I'm trying to prove that rook is not that effective on e8 here, I think. So if I can hold on to this advanced pawn, I don't think there's any easy way of putting the pressure on. Now, okay, it's on f2, protect f2. So I'm hoping I've weathered the storm. I should be able to castle, kick this knight back, and maybe even consider g4 if the knight's on h6. Otherwise it's coming back to that sort of comfortable f5 square. Alright, I don't think there's a major threat with bishop d7. Okay, so castling secures a bit more the f2 square at the moment. So h3, knight h6, knight f5. In fact, yes, I thought he could have played that immediately. I think I can... Is it useful to keep the knight out of the game? It might be, but I'm weakening this diagonal. It's maybe a little bit double-edged. Let's see. On knight h6, g4. First of all, knight f5 is not even on the cards, though. There's another way. Instead of using g4, which is a little bit double-edged on this diagonal, maybe knight d4 is to be preferred here. Then only on e6 consider g4 if knight f5 is really happening. Okay, I'll do knight d4. So if e6 for knight f5, then maybe g4 just to keep the knight out. Because I think actually then f6 might be less palatable. Okay, so knight f5 is coming up. g4 is very tempting here. I think, you know what? I'm playing it. Because I think if f6... there isn't e6 as a bishop d4. f6, f4. I'm just keeping the knight out. This is the target piece at the moment, this knight on h6. So if I played f4, I could also unpin this soon with rook f2 to unpin the knight just in case. So f4, rook f2, rook a f1, with the plan of f5 and a bit of squishing over here. Not f6 as ef as on my queen, but it's on the verge of squishing. So f4, rook f2, so the plan of doubling rooks after f4 seems to be very nice. Trying to tap into my opponent's downsides. Now on f6, ef, bishop f6, who's on the d4 knight, I can secure. Okay, I'm going into a self pin now. I'm opening up that as a pin. Is f6 that bad? It does give f7. Okay, it could be that bad. All right, the knight could be coming to f7 and then to g5 later. ef, is that bad? c3, e5. It could be horrible. I think I'll stick. The e5 pawn is going to be weak as well. Maybe I should just unpin the e5 knight. King g2 takes knight f7. I can move the knight then as an option. Okay, I'll do this. Just to unpin here. Takes knight f7 is on e5. I can then play knight f3 because I'm just unpinned. Maybe, okay. Okay, so if I just double rooks now, although queen g5, knight f3, queen h4, knight f3, knight f7, knight f3, probably. Alright, I think knight f3 here, just in case there's naughty business with the queen doing something there. So I just want to like double the rooks for a moment, I think. Double the rooks. Put some more pressure potentially on that f file. Right. Now actually let's secure the c5 square. I've just noticed bishop d4 up like c5 without dropping a3. Right, so bishop d4 is a nice central move anyway. So bishop c5 is introduced, which could be relevant for this f file to try and put scrutiny on squares on the f file. So bishop c5 here. Right, I'll take this. So I'm winning this exchange. I think I'll take that exchange. I could fling in bishop d6, sadistically. No, I'll take the exchange. And now knight g5 is losing that pawn. Let's just secure down e5 to blunt that bishop. So I blunted the bishop, blunted the knight. The knight has got f7 though. Knight g5 coming up. Okay, I don't think there's any major tactic. Okay, I can have the queens come off with queen d2. I would welcome the queens coming off, or kick the queen to a3. I don't think this is... Is there rook f3 there? There isn't there. Queen d2, rook takes f3. And if I took it here, then take... Oh, Gould and Bennett. So in other words, I've got to be careful. Got to be careful. That really is the case. Okay, that really is the case. Queen c2, rook f3. This is an annoying infiltration move, isn't it? I could play queen e1 then, rook f3 is possible, I think. Because my rook here is holding. Can I play queen e1 to try, eject the queen? Actually, I've used too much time there. I don't want to get down to too far below a minute, but that was an annoying infiltration. Now, this is more comfortable. If I just take control of the d4 pawn now, the queen's... I'm holding b4. I'm ready now for knight g5, I think. Or pinning that guy. Okay, I'm ready for doubling the rooks. Maybe knight d3 to c5. Oh, there's bishop h6 as well. No, bishop h6 there might be queen h6, knight takes. Oh no, check. It's not mating. King g7. It's not mating. Knight's holding f7 there. Oh no, hang on. Rook f7, bishop d2, rook f8, rook g. Yeah, this is mating. Rook f7, bishop d2, rook f8, king g7, rook f7. Because that's not on f8. It's not mating, is it? Oh, cool. He's got I've done it again. I've done it again. Oh, crikey. I've miscalculated. Oh, okay. I don't think it matters now. It's 3 pieces for the queen. That was a miscalculation. Trying to be too clever. What a muppet. All right, I think it. Okay, it was. Okay, I shouldn't trust my quick calculations. Thanks very much, commentator. That much. I shouldn't trust it that much. The quick calculations. I wanted there to be a mate there. Okay, it wasn't. The king coming to use h6. It's a slight hole in the calculations. Okay. Okay. Anyway, aside from that, alright, so a6 and bishop a7. This is nice positional in a way. It guarantees this nice dark square bishop, because the pawns are on light squares, so the adjacent dark squares have been naturally weakened. So I really like this sort of. In fact, if white castles too quickly, I can use the h8 rook in its current location. So I've won tons of games from this position in all sorts of time controls. I think it's fundamentally sound, actually. It's not as if this is that double-edged here, I think, to play. I haven't made any major weaknesses. All I'm doing is using the h8 rook without. So I'm not casting, but instead preferring to use the h8 rook where it stands. Now bishop g5, there's knight f3, and I take here. I'll come in with queen f6, probably. Maybe g5, knight g5, bishop f2. If bishop g5, we get knight f3 for queen g5. So queen f6 with g5 is interesting. Bishop d7, if I need to use this rook at some point, is also a possibility. Bishop d7, queen f6. Alright, this is just activating the rook. It's very dangerous to activate the rook here. And I think this is all over. This is all over. Queen h1 coming up. The fishing pole is one of the most lethal kind of tactical devices. It's either the Greek gift or the fishing pole. That they've scored me heavily, both of those tactical sort of devices, combinations, type of combination. What does it call it, actually? All right, thanks, Fenneman. Okay, Azure Mist. Let's try b3 again. So this is, yes, I think this is annoying. This bishop's often a hero in the b3 games. This is annoying again, what black's playing, just sensibly, just ignoring what I'm playing. But putting a pawn on the light square again amplifies to me the e5 square. But so if Azuma has been listening to my commentary, he might consider this gambit of a pawn at some point. Okay, so it is. I think I've seen it in games. This e5 pawn sack to try and challenge this bishop tactically with knight g4 later. I think there might have been a game of Fischer I covered not that long ago with that kind of. Anyway, so basically. Here, if I don't, okay, it's pinning that knight, so e5 might be on the cards. If I play h3 just to try and grab that light square bishop, this could be handy later. Although it was looking very sensible to sort of yeah, be able to play this sort of thing and put more pressure on d4. So in fact, I might need to prepare the d4 a bit more, make it solid. There could be e5 making my position look really passive. Is this really passive? It's nice play from black so far, it seems, unfortunately for me. So it looks as though e5 and black's doing fine. I've got a potentially dangerous bishop, of course, without the counterpart bishop. But in the meantime, yeah, e5 DC might be worth looking into. All right. Queen e2 just to keep this bishop protected. It's often a good idea to subtly improve one's position simply by protecting pieces. So I'll protect this piece on b2, which makes the position more ready for tactical stuff in general. Okay, but I don't want to open up that rook there. Maybe this is a time to take on e4. Yeah, I'll give that bishop back to try and damage my opponent's pawn structure. So d4 seems solid. This bishop seems bad. On the other hand, this knight could do well going to c5 later, perhaps. So let's see. I can try and win a pawn here, but it looks too dangerous. I think there's a preferred. I think my preferred thing would be b4, but then what about a5? Yeah, I don't want to sort of have tons of pressure on my b2 bishop, but b4 for a4 and then f3 later. If that's taken, I'm trying to mobilize the center. I think I'd rather do that. Okay, actually, it seems cozier to play for f3 here. And now a5, ab, but f3, and then f takes, get the center going. So I think f3, okay, all this semi-open f-file. If I can double rooks, then play for e4 later. Maybe put this bishop on this diagonal. So if he's taking, I bring the other rook. I put this bishop on this diagonal. I play for e4, he takes, I take. I think my position in the center is still solid enough. Okay, I'll double behind this anyway here. In fact, there's the option of queen g4, which is extinguished at the moment. I thought takes and queen g4, but there's knight f5. No, I can still. I think I might be threatening takes and queen g4. There's knight f5 is on e3, which is another reason my bishop c1 just to hold e3 there. That would make this more effective. Take, queen g4, knight f5, knight takes e4 is then possible because I'm holding e3. Yeah, I think this is an opportunity. Mind you, there's knight d5 on c3 and e3, so that's not, maybe that's to be avoided. Queen g4, knight d5. There's another way of... No, it's not easy. Oh, no. This is controversial. I think that's a good d5 square. If I move this bishop, I'm weakening c3 basically. Okay, let's have a look at this again. Take, queen g4. Knight d5 or knight f5, queen e4. Takes on e3. Take on f8. Maybe two rooks can come off. Don't like that. I could see what he's doing there. Maybe bishop c1. No, not bishop c1. No, I'm a bit stuck actually. Oh, okay. I'm just doing this theoretically at the moment without any execution plan. It just theoretically looks as though this might be a good idea. What if I hit with this e4 with the rook? So I'm keeping my queen here and my bishop here. Alright, can I not just take there? So if he takes, I can take with my king. It's a small inconvenience. Right, now knight d5 or knight f5. Now hold the fort with knight. Oh, no, that rook's loose. Rook e5 then. Got to hold e3. I want to play knight here without losing the rook to some tactic. So knight f1, which seems a bit passive, but I'm securing down e3, right? Or not? Okay. Can I play knight g3 here? And king h2. It's getting a bit scary, to be honest. I don't like this dynamic pressure on my e3 and the f file. Is there knight g4? I don't think there is. There's no knight h5. My bishop's still stuck on b2 for the foreseeable future. Queen e1 might be safeguarding c3. That gives me bishop c1 and e4 potentially. Bishop c1 and e4 I think would be the plan, so that knight isn't so dangerously perched. I'm going to unperch this knight. And do something about this bishop at the same time. Those are the two key issues. The bishop's less of an issue now. I can just take that. The bishop finally is the hero after making an appearance. Okay. Alright, yeah, I was very passive there. Well played. I was very passive. For quite a while. Killer cat. Yeah. Let's do this tango again. This is good. This does seem to basically give me a nice dark square bishop, this system, as it's played here. Because of these pawns on light squares, it gives me a nice dark square bishop. This is a high scoring system for me online, at least. It doesn't matter about even double pawns here. As long as I'm weakening f4, that's the key thing. Rather than having double pawns in the center, okay. So I haven't got any bad bishop here. I think h5, h4 is still good. The b file's probably mostly pointless at the moment, but I could do rook b8 just to see what happens. So h5, h4 though activates this rook. Okay, let's try this rook b8, h4. Try and soften this f4 square right. Now knight here I can play the check. Or consider g5, and if takes I can consider knight d7 to e5. Yeah, maybe the check's probably pointless. I think I'd rather have the e5 square for this knight. Just positioning, getting a juicy knight on e5. Because it's in a luxurious position, it can't easily be attacked. It's a nice central knight. That is a sort of thematic pawn sack to avoid that kind of scenario. Oh, that's good. Alright, so that scenario is not happening. Okay, I'll blockade for a moment. Bishop d7, maybe king e7. Use, I think, the b file attack. b3, could double the rooks, play a5, a4. And I think the b file is more significant than it was before because I'm not doing anything over here. How would the centre open up here? Actually, h3 is probably a liability later if I'm playing on the b file. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm thinking king e7, rook b8, double the rooks, wait for b3, then play for a5, a4. It'll be more difficult for white to defend that b file, surely, if I can double the rooks. Rook b4, no, just double because it's a3, double, a5. Okay, so I'm fixed against b4. I'm just wondering, is this really going to happen? Let's just shuffle for a moment. Do I need another Queen's gun here? It's not doing anything, is it? My opponent's got a sort of fortressy position with that pawn sack. That's very clever. Fortressy position. Okay, the king's a bit unsafe as proven there. I go to f6. If I go to f6, I'm hoping it's safe for a moment. d6, cd. Right. Blockade with the king. Oh, I'm not really getting anywhere. Let's just put the king away for a moment on g7, where it can actually protect the h7 square. I think a4 would be something to pump for at the right time, or not. Or c6 to undouble the pawns. Yeah, I could try for c6 to undouble these pawns. Okay. a4 now. Maybe there's b4 and this isn't such a big deal. Okay. Oh. Ah. No. Although I've undoubled the pawns, this doesn't seem like a big deal. Maybe c4. Focus on c4. Alright, can I do something with the queen here? I think this queen's a fantastic position. I wanted rook d8. And now that's stopped as well. Oh, that's just great. Rook d6 I can take, right? I don't know what to do, actually. I'm not trying to set a trap, I just don't know what to do at the moment. So, okay. That's a bind. How do this? Rook c5, hold on. No, it's too dangerous. No, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, queen c8. I'm trying to hold, make sure there's no losing issues immediately. Like rook f6. Okay, there's queen a3. Queen a3. The check. And I'm going to switch another rook in for an attack. Rook a7. I hope. Is there some sort of attack here? Behind these two potentially winning passed pawns. Alright, I think I'm, yeah. Finally, okay, thanks. No, white was better, I think, technically. I didn't need to allow that counterplay. Right, thanks for the game. Yeah, it's tough today. Okay. I think white could have kept control there, and ideally, the two connected pass pawns would be triumphant. King safety should be removed from the issues first. Okay, but yeah, that because I had double pawns over there, so it was actually really two connected pass pawns there, without a counterbalance for me, objectively. Okay, so let's see this game. Check here is a common little trap I've played. I've played this sort of thing before. So this comes from my good friend Paul Georgia, who introduced me to this whole tango system. This is pretty dangerous. Even if it's a knight for 3 pawns, this can be quite good for black if you can get to play to take off 2 or 3 pawns for the knight. That would be good. So the king's disrupted. King d2, queen e4, f takes. Okay, this might be not such a hot idea here. Queen d3 does knight f4. I've had this position before a few times. Quick knockouts usually. Yeah, I've had this position. Yeah, I've probably played this quite a few times actually. All right, thanks, Explorer Student. It's a pretty dangerous trap within this system to play the tempting, f5. It's sort of a trap, really. I think if we looked just from an engine point of view, just to check, I think already after queen h4 check. After queen h4 check, black's already better. King d2 is the move, I think, and I would have been playing this, but actually the engine's got something else, I would have been playing that routinely. That's what my friend Paul Georgie taught me. But what's this? Out of interest, what is this? Oh, looks like a better continuation. This looks like a much better continuation. Knight f6. I'm gonna have to tell Paul about this. Knight f6. That's funny. He's been always telling me to take on e4, when in fact it seems computers are saying knight f6 here. I might have to investigate this. And if knight c3, bishop b4, alright, then you can sack the knight. But and again, it's more favourable, isn't it, than maybe what I'm playing. I'll have to look at knight f6 as well. Okay. Thanks. Alright, Jetzel. Alright, so Jetzel. Okay. Yeah, okay. Unusual opening. So what can I do with this bishop though? Maybe I could stabilize the center now. Although, yeah, e6 is under fire. I wonder if maybe bishop e6 with the idea of castling queenside is an idea here. Queen a5, castle queenside, because later I'm going to get slaughtered on the king side, it seems. In any case, so queen a5, or this here, and then castle queenside. Because the queen's already showing an interest in my king side. Why would I put my king there? This g file might be interesting later. Right. If I just play this, just to offer the h7 pawn, because I'm thinking I could potentially, it could be advantageous to lose this pawn for pressure down the h file later, and one concrete fruit of that could be a pin, and one concrete fruit of a pin at some point is short-term and long-term liability. This pawn's already pinned. So pin both pawns, have both rooks here. Try and maximise the pins on the king side by jettisoning the pawns. Okay. So I'm hoping later I can intensify the pressure. Queen c7, bishop g7, rook h8. Oh no. Hang on. There is rook h6, and I have a pin already with queen c7 on the knight. The queen can come to d3, queen c7, the queen can come to a6. There might be knight a4 to c5 later. But the knight, something has to be done about the knight here. So let's say g3. Let's say g3. Okay. And I'll get ready for the c5 square, bishop g4 and e5 here, I think. Seems plausible. Knight a4, e5. Let's say check king b8. I don't think there's anything too devastating there. So I really want to play e5, connect the rooks somehow. Bishop d6, rook h8. As an example, bishop d6 could be handy on this diagonal. I don't know where else the bishop wants to be. It's controlling c5 anyway, against knight a4 to c5. So yeah, I think e5, bishop d6, rook h8. Controlling c5, so this should be okay. So bishop d6 for a moment to try and play rook h8. Let's see, h4 comes later, e4 comes later. Alright, maybe I'll just take that now. This queen's too dangerous with the knight. I'll take that now. I can double the rooks. So let's see, h4, e4. Queen moves, bishop f3, looks dangerous. Check, king b8, knight f4, bishop f3. I think there'll be an idea of potentially queen f4, rook h4. There's bishop f3, rook h4. There's rook a3 coming in quite quickly. For rook b3. Right, let's factor that in. Bishop f3, rook a3. Rook h4, rook b3. I'll play king a8 in advance. Rook a3. Do I need king a8 here? I think I will play king a8. And bishop f3 seems sensible anyway. Maybe f5 to support c6 seems sensible as well. To give myself the chance for queen f4 without dropping c6. Rook h4 seems dangerous. Takes check is mating. Takes check. Oh, maybe just take that. Takes check. Okay, rook h4 seems dangerous. Check, takes, check. Let's think a bit more. Okay, let's do it. Knight f3 is the concern. Knight f3. Check. King g2. Can't see anything really. Yeah, knight f3. Knight f3. That gets rid of the attacking piece just in time. Right, let's say, let's check this out. Check. Take. Check. King h1, rook g2 is probably winning there. Let's just check this again. Yeah, I think I have to check rook g2 on this rook h3. So takes, check. No, then rook g2. There's no chance for rook h3. Check. Okay. Takes, check. King h1, rook g2, rook f3, queen h2. All right. Right, that should be okay then. Pin and win. Alright, thanks Jessel. 1-1. You beat me before, but that's well played. Dangerous opponent there. Okay. Alright, let's just, I don't know, stop this business or not. Do I stop it or not? I won't bother for a moment. Let's just blunt the bishop like this. Right. So knight h6 to f7 would seem more tempting than usual here. Okay, bishop d3. Okay, g6 takes knight f7. Knight f7 should be sufficient now, right? Knight f7, bishop g7, castle. Just want to keep this bishop blunted. If I trade-off of doing that, the light squares are weaker than usual. And there's b5 trying to win the centre pawn. It's b5 immediately. Can I play knight d4 here? Takes, and c5 later. That pawn's a bit vulnerable. I mean, I've got to... Oh, no. Oh, the pawn's a bit vulnerable. Oh, okay, the pawn's vulnerable. Maybe I play c5 instead. Oh, no, I don't. Okay, bishop e7 instead. I can have bishop g6. I don't know. I'll put the king on f8 then. Okay, he's forced me to this contortion. I'm hoping this diagonal is not exploitable. I'm hoping that the pawn is not exploitable or g6 is exploitable. Okay, if I can play f5 now to hold d4, he can go onto this diagonal now. Knight e5, knight e5, and then maybe d3 later. Maybe queen h4 for knight g4. Bishop d7, okay. c6 or bishop d7 or queen h4. Bishop d7 drops a pawn. Queen h4 might be actually handy here. I want to just play bishop d7, bishops c6 has got b5 and sack there on g2. I'm threatening knight g4, aren't I? And that's not really a threat. b6 for bishop b7, just to connect the rooks. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'll try this. This looks a bit suspect. Bishop, this looks suspect. If having bishop b7 rook d8 though would be something. Yeah, the problem with bishop d7 is always got b5. I can't guarantee this diagonal. I don't want the bishop pushed back on the first rank, and then this rook's not happy. So I think bishop b7 rook d8 is the current thing to do. Bishop b7 rook d8. Try and keep that pawn intact. If I can keep the pawn intact, then the bishop's blunted still. Oh. That's annoying. Right. Bishop f6 for king g7. Knight g4 here, I guess, doesn't do anything, does it? I have 3. Oh, I don't like this. Okay, I have to give my pieces more squares. King g7, I think. Would be handy. Oh no. What is this horrible stuff? Oh, I think it's all over. It's going to play bishop d4. It's just all over. Didn't quite get into this game. It looks totally gone. I can't move my bishop. Can't move the rook. Can't move this one. D4's dropping. Okay, I think I've had enough. Well played. Yep. Well played. Okay, that wasn't great. Luke Hayden. Okay, so say rook e8 and d5. Bishop b7 looks okay here. And then c5 d4. c5 d4. Oh, what about this one? Just here. Oh, there's bishop f5 is there. Oh, this forces rook e7. Oh, okay. Can I threaten d4 in response? d4, there's always like e4. Do I do something about my back row here or something? g6. Right, so g6. That one will go into a self pin. What about queen d6? Oh, there's always knight b5. Do I go into a self pin? I probably have to. Oh. Queen, maybe queen d7 for c5. Oh, alright, he's already after the knight. What about, okay, queen c5, hang on, queen c5. That's prompted here anyway, queen c5. Well, there's knight d5. That will protect c7. I hope to evict the rook without allowing bishop c4. So knight d5 coming up. So I want to evict this rook. If I took and a knight b4, how is this ending then? Am I winning this a pawn? c3 d3 takes queening. d3 knight f4 d2. Neck a pawn here. Try and nick another one. Bishop f3. Take g4. So if I take on d4, then maybe there's bishop d1 after. Okay, not so easy. What's the big good plan here? Bishop d5, just exchange off bishops. That should be okay. Okay. So, if I bring my king in, king over here, so over here. Well, if that king's going over there, I'll go over here. I think if the king's over here, actually, there's also d3, d2 on the cards. So if the king goes to g2, for example, I think I've got d3 and then d2. So I think king h4 coming up. Okay, in this case, I think I'm just doing king h4 here. I'm going to take that, I think. Alright, thanks, Luke Hayden. Okay. Jan Torrance 95. Alright, so knight takes. I think I'll play queen f6. I think this is well trodden. Knight c6, queen f6. Knight f6. I'll play for d5. d5 is something which activates the bishop. Okay, as long as there's no Greek gift here, right? I don't think there's any Greek gift. I think it could be safe enough to play this. Alright. I know it's double pawns, but okay, I think it's overall it's okay. Right. I play rook e8 here. The king's still dangerous in the centre, surely. Dangerous in the centre. This king. Bit too long in the centre. Queen h5. Okay, this f-file could be dangerous. Maybe I'll just ignore winning a pawn here. Try and get my own sort of attack here. Because I don't want to activate this f-file particularly. So bishop g4 and maybe swing a rook in over here. Bishop g4. If you ever use this bishop, I get the f4 square. Alright, this is sort of bringing my pawns together. Bishop g4 is that something? Bishop g4. It might be something with bishop f3 later. Bishop g4. I think bishop g4 is still... I'll try it. Bishop g4. Oh, knight f4. What? Yeah, what am I thinking about knight f4? Okay, knight f4. Yeah, should have been... I should have thought about that as well. Okay. Okay, can I just bring this over to g6? Okay, bring this to f6. There is bishop d4. Alright, parry here, this diagonal. Okay, I'll take this pawn, taken like this, could be useful later. Now knight f4 looks like it could be, and there's an a2 pawn as well. No, there isn't. I'll just go like this for a moment. Well, I could consider taking in rook a2. If the back row, I've got king h7 on the back row check. This queen g5 I assume is harmless. I can again try and win a pawn with takes and queen e6 to take on a2. And if there's nothing better to do than that. Well, trying to win a pawn. I don't know if that actually wins a pawn. There's queen e4 there. Takes knight d3, hitting e1 and b2. You know, this might be worth just doing this. It might be simple way of playing things. So takes and then knight d3. Bishop d2, hang on, hits the knight. No, bishop d2, there's queen e2. That looks like it's very dangerous, queen e2 for queen g2. Bishop f2 I can take here, and it can get back in the centre quite quickly, I think, or queen a1. Okay, so I'll nick this pawn, basically. Queen a1 threatened. Right, queen b1 here looks like something. There'll always be knight d3 for winning another pawn later. Or just knight d3 here, just get everything off. Knight d3 here, just to stop the queen checking. Alright, let's just try this ending. Okay. Is it going to be a zugzwang or something? c5, takes, king c4, king c6. Is it going to be a zugzwang here with king d5 on the cards? Well, it's... yeah. If I get king d5 in... I can flip in c6 check. So the extra pawn was good for zugzwang purposes. Alright, thanks, Gentorn. Okay, Serrano, 2681. Okay, bullet rank 2453 is good at bullet as well. And f5, uncompromising f5. Fascinating. This is a 5-minute game. We're playing like a bullet game. Okay, at the moment. Castle Queen e2 and maybe c4 later. Castle Queen e2, c4 or e4. Maybe e4. E4. A3 to stop like b4. But I think e4 still looks as though maybe a pin there. I don't think, like, might be able to get away with e4. Might be. Maybe. Takes. There's no discovery on the queen, right? E4 takes. Okay. My f pawn's slightly vulnerable. There could be other ways of playing this. Without the vulnerable f pawn, what about just c4 here? Yeah, I just don't want this vulnerable f pawn particularly. Maybe option bishop a3 would be handy. Whilst my rook's on a1, also a5. Bishop a3, d6. d6, e4. d6. I can almost try and win the exchange with bishop a3 now, because if he commits to d5, c5, there's always c5 though. Right, is he playing d5? Bishop a3, c5. Still probably worth playing. Is it worth playing with CD? CD, ED, bishop a3, c5. I think bishop a3, yeah, I'll play it immediately. Alright, so a5 here. Where's my centre falling apart? Let's do this so that my rook isn't a target on a1. C5 is a target, right? For DC. The rook is helping on the c5. Alright then, queen f2. And gets his queen out of the way. once he gets his queen out of the way, maybe I should play DC. I'm going to end up with a backward pawn, potentially. I think he just undoubles. If he unpins, he's threatening CD. Okay, if he moves his queen DC, and I play bishop c5 after. If he doesn't move his queen, well, this rook's now a problem. If I move the rook, it looks as though the f-file could be a problem. That's intriguing. Queen g3 might be something as well. Let's try queen g3 for a moment. Just on g6. Right, so there's CD and f5, rook f5, knight f4, coming into g6. Maybe this is worth undoubling for. He takes on f1 now. Take on c6. Moves his rook. That's DC. Right, let him take this. Okay, I can take. Secures down d4 a bit. Rook c6. Here he takes queen g6. If bishop b7, rook e6. Rook c6 looks like a pin on e6 against g6. There's rook f1. There's rook e6. Queen f7. King f1. No, king f7. Queen f7. Queen h4 with knight g5 idea. Is that worth it? Rook c6. Rook e6. Queen f7. Queen h4. King moves. Alright, let's try this. So bishop f1, rook e6, queen f7, queen h4, idea, knight g5. His king moves. Where does his king go? Somewhere. There's knight e4 for knight g5 here. Knight e4 takes knight g5. This is awkward configuration to be tapped into for knight g5. King, let's say king moves. Knight g5 again, hg, knight g5, queen h4, queen h7. I can play this one or this one. Okay, this one will do. So I'm going to get queen h4, queen h7. Say his queen moves. Okay. Take here, finally. Is he taking that? Oh, he's not guaranteeing a perpetual check, is he? Queen h4 here. Can my king come out? He's got lots of checks. Okay, 7. Okay, yeah. Thanks. Yeah, sorry. I was trying to be in top gear tactically there, so it was difficult to explain. Tactically, yeah, the nuance is the knight fork on g5. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. I feel like I shouldn't be showing off tactics that much. Okay, but anyway, I don't know. Okay. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Now it was a very strong. It was a very interesting tactical game. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, yeah, okay. I keep saying okay. You notice in a lot of interviews recently, people keep saying okay. Maybe it's checklist syndrome. You know, you're checking things, true or false. You say okay, it's true. There's a lot of people are saying that recently. I can understand why now. It's this constant checking things are okay, you know, in the chessboard. Is this okay? Is that okay? Am I going to be blasted if that happens? So you interview these guys, and all they can say, every other sentence is okay. You understand now? Okay, good. I'm glad we got that sorted. Okay, so knight f6. I'm going to play knight f6 and bishop c5. I'm a bit traumatized. Okay. I think I said something wrong about checklist recently on a recent video. I don't know if any of you follow my channel. I said something about you do a move that there's this move in recent Caruana game. He played a magnificent game. Who was he playing against? Anyway, there was a certain move which seemed to coordinate pieces, was a central move, was threatening lots of things, but fell down flat to this forcing move. Queen takes f2 check. And so if there is, I think, such a thing as a mental checklist in chess, I think the first thing on the checklist is check all the checks, or check all the forcing moves. Check all the checks is the first thing that needs to go on the checklist, I think. Otherwise, you can do a move which seems good from so many points of view, but you've got to check all the forcing moves as well as the top thing in your checklist. Otherwise, the rest of it is pointless. So who knows the Caruana game I'm talking about? Anyone? Who did Caruana beat in the Grenk Chess Classic with the white pieces, coordinating queen and knight? Knight g4 should be okay here. Okay. F5. I think my plan is F5. F5. Okay, I'll change the plan. Knight E3 then. Now F5. Sometimes you double and you undouble. You might think that's weird as a concept. Why would you double to undouble? It's just because you want to count the number of exploitable weaknesses you're creating in the process. You might double the opponent's pawns. How exploitable is that? Sometimes you dissolve them and you do get practical things to exploit after. So it's not all about just visually how it looks. It's what you can actually do with it. So doubling and undoubling, because what have I tapped into? My pieces have a lot more squares, it seems. Hitting E3, hitting G3. Maybe Queen G5 is on the cards. Okay, if he plays E4, Bishop H7, I think that'll be safe enough. My king doesn't seem that bad here. I've got this F file. Queen F6. There's Rook F1. That's an eviction notice. I can't use G5 here. All right, let's just connect the rooks for a moment. Queen E7 or Queen D7. Queen D7 keeps the knight out for a bit. Okay, I think Queen D7. So we got the two. I got the two bishops against the two knights here. Is he actually going to just exchange off the rooks? Aha. That gives me a chance to try and double rooks. If both the rooks come off, this two... Oh, F5 is a pain. Also G6. Okay, I got it now. My opponent's up to naughty business with the knight. Very good. Naughty business with the knight. Isn't there Rook F2 here? Rook F2, Rook F2. Queen G4 after. Yeah, I'll play Rook F2. Queen G4 hits E4 a bit harder, protects G6 a bit more. It seems like a move to play to me, Queen G4. To punt for Queen G4. So let's have a look at it here. Queen G4. I think it's okay. It looks okay. A bit more pressure. Maybe even Queen H5 is threatened. This could be a liability. Yeah. Rook. Let's say Rook F1, Queen H4. All right, this way. I'm going to just take that knight before it does something nasty. Take it here. I'll take on G2. Well, there's Queen E6. King H7. Can't see the attack after that. I'll take another pawn. I'll just get the rooks off here. Use the H pawn. Okay, let's just in case it's not charged too quickly. Let's get the other one involved. Get the king involved. Herding the pawns. Alright, thanks for the game. Okay. Cartart. Nope. I'm reading these nicknames wrong. No. Whatever. So, Cariari. Calamari is a Greek word for squid. Okay. Which is nothing like his nickname. So, anyway. So, Bishop E7 and I castle. Do I mind losing D5 for B2 here? That's the thing. Am I losing B5 for B2? No, it's the dark square bishop. Okay, there's another way of playing it. Knight D5 though. Knight D5, Bishop G5, Bishop E7, Knight E7. I'd rather have the dark square bishop, or what? Or not. Let's just check this. How safe is this? Knight D5, Knight E5, Bishop G5, takes. Knight c7, rook b8. If takes in, knight takes. It seems a passive position. Oh, I don't know. I'll do it. Alright, so knight takes, bishop takes. Bishop takes, knight takes. Takes, takes. It seems as though I'm under pressure here. Okay. However, is it that bad? Right, so bishop f5, e4 would blunt this bishop. So I think bishop e6 would be good news. Just to blunt this bishop a bit. As long as the is not part of a central construction, I think blunting the bishop in this scenario is okay. Actually, there's queen a5 now, h5. f3 is also being compromised by that e4 move, subtly. So this means that this is a little bit more effective. Queen h5 hitting f3. The other thing about this e4 move, d4 is a bit more sensitive. So a knight maneuver to d4 later could be more effective as well. For the moment, this pin looks a bit nasty. There's knight e5 here on the cards against the rook. Can I just win the exchange in broad daylight? Knight e5 takes bishop d1, take on e5 after. Is there any in-between moves here? Knight e7, rook d8. Can't see it. So knight e5, bishop d1. Let's have a look in between moves here. Checking this again. Knight c6, knight c6, knight g. I just take this knight d7, rook d8. Okay, going with it. Well, I thought rook d8. Oh. What have I done? Okay, okay. He's getting his exchange back. Unless this pin is a real liability, longer term, rook d8, rook d1, knight g6, I did knight e5. Even with the rook on there, knight g6, f4 to stop knight e5. And what about just rook c8 for rook c7, e5, rook c7. There's always knight f6 check and rook queen d8 check. I can't play like this. I'll give back the exchange, I think. Okay. I've just lost a lot of time on the clock. Right, can I put this knight on e5? I need to restore the clock situation a bit. So if I can play one or two moves without thinking too much. Maybe h6 for the back row to be a bit safer. h6. Okay, this one is not very safe. And g5 is more radical. To stop knight f4. Queen d4, f6. Okay, don't mind that. I'll stick a knight on f4 at some point. Alright, the knight's okay there for a moment. King g7. Okay, yeah. King g7. Any rook e1, there's knight f3 for queen e1. So king g7 or f6, maybe just f6, secure the knight. Okay, I don't mind that. Right, there's a 3-2 here. 3-2 pawn majority. He's got double pawns there suppressing his pawn majority. I need to use this 3-2. b6, c5. Okay, a5, c5. Pawn sack. Doesn't matter, it's a pass pawn. Double pawns, pass pawn. Could tie down his pieces with this. Okay, no, that's good. He's creating a pass pawn. There's rook c3 though. Rook c3 could be a pain for f3. Alright, bring my king over, or rook a3. Bring my king over to stop his pawn. Which would free my pieces up a bit. Alright. Oh, 36 seconds. I'm down to 36 seconds. This is panic stations. Oh, no. What have I done? "24 seconds. Lost too much time in this game." Yeah, no, I was really on the back foot there. Really on the back foot. Okay. Okay, I think I'm going to go and lie down now. Okay, thanks. That was good, yeah. I thought it was fun this week. Anyway, 1 fun, 10 boring. So a lot of you putting me under great pressure this week. Well played, all of you. Okay, so have a good rest of the Sunday. And see you next week then. Thanks very much. Cheers then.